Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look in this training module, doing an overview with our VCM Scanner software. Now, the last tutorial we looked at our editor software, doing an overview, essentially getting comfortable where we can find various features and functions within the software that we're working with. So the scanner is going to be used for doing data analysis and capturing data, so recording data logs and playing them back. And then we're going to be using the editor software for doing calibrating and tuning changes. So where we read and write the files to the engine control module and transmission control module, the scanner is going to be where we capture the data and analyze it. So the easiest way to really illustrate the software is to open up a data log and start to take a look at some of the things within our software suite here, just to get a feel for what to expect when we're using it. Now we're going to have a whole bunch of tutorials in the beginning of our training course, learning how to use the scanner software, building things like math channels or building custom chart versus time or table overlays or adding logging channels to our PID logging channel list over here on the left. So we're going to learn how to do that. But for right now, let's just open up a file and get started taking a look at some of this basic functionality. So the first thing I want to do is go up here to the top. We see log file. We can open a log file, close a log file. We can save a log file as, and then we can export a log file from a different format, file format. Let's go to open log file, and we're going to go in here to our desktop. Let's go to our HPT Gen 3 course folder. This is our training course folder. It's going to house all of the needed data logs and sample calibration files in our Excel spreadsheet calculator, and a ton of information in here. So you definitely want to download this. This will be available in the training course library as the very first icon to download. You'll actually see click to download on it. So it'll be next to all the videos. Again, the very first item in our training course. You definitely want to go ahead and download that to your laptop and have that available so you can follow along with our tutorials. So right here is our folder. We'll double click here and we're going to go into our sample data log folder. And for right now, this is kind of a little bit of a mess. I haven't organized it yet. We're going to be looking and choosing one of these log files that are going to be labeled all stock. So let's just go ahead and choose this all stock full throttle pull, and let's click open. This is going to open up a pre-recorded data log file. So you can think of a data log file as stored information or data. It's similar to the same way you'd have a video of something. So you're playing back a video. It's showing you what's going on in that snapshot during the period where you're filming. Same idea with a data log. We're capturing data or information to a file, which you can then play back later and analyze. So what we have here, a couple different sections of the software that we need to get familiar with in the terminology and the layout in the particular software. So looking over here on the left side of our screen, this is known as our PID logging channels. These channels are all going to be specific for a tuning task that we want to do. So the channels that I have loaded in here are something that I've selected, which I'm going to provide for the training course. This is for full throttle tuning. These are all the needed channels that we have to take a look at and understand in order to evaluate full throttle performance with our Gen 3 vehicles. So we can see, if we kind of scroll down here, we can see all these various different channels, lots of information going on in here. Now, on the right side of our screen, we're going to have this graph area here, and then down below, a chart versus time. The graph areas here are known as table overlays. People also call them histograms, but they're really table overlays. The table overlays allow you to take the information that we're recording here and overlay it into a table that we might want to calibrate and tune, or see where we're at, a position where we're at in the particular table, so we know where to edit from in our VCM editor side of things. So we know in the VCM editor, we have our calibration file that we can pop into and take a look at all these various different tables. For example, here we can pop open to this 3D table. We can use the scanner to figure out exactly where we're operating at if we need to edit this particular table. So it gives us an insight to where we're operating at in a table and potentially using it for calibrating and tuning purposes. So we can overlay certain math channels that we create, and it'll tell us how far things are off by in a table that we can edit and tune. So each tutorial in our training course is going to go through things in depth so you understand how to use the scanner, how to make your editing changes, but understanding that the table overlays here will mimic a table that we find right here. And in fact, what I want to do right now, we actually want to load a custom layout. Right now, my software looks like this has the layout for a Gen 5 GM vehicle. I do a lot of training courses, so that's what I have loaded in right now. Let's load up something more specific. If we go here to open layout, this will allow you to change your table overlay format and your chart versus time that something either supplied to you, the training course is supplying all this information, or if you've created something on your own, you want to load that in here to look at this specific vehicle for doing your tuning. Let's go and do that real quick. We're going to go into the open layout option. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.